I'm Ethan.
Will, Josiah.
And welcome to our TED Talk, and we're going to talk about how it's important to understand and apply individualism to life. What is individualism, you might ask? It's one's self-conception of having a single goal, and it's not group-oriented. And so here are some examples to help you identify some key traits of a guardian, artesian, idealist, and a rationalist.
Welcome, class. Today we'll be getting into groups as new nations hoping to join the United Nations in this model. Each group will contain 3 people, an ambassador, an economic advisor, and a general. I'll split you up and decide amongst yourselves the roles you want to be. The intention is to display individuality in your key roles and cooperation, working on behalf of your nation.
So as an economist, am I just providing a listing of available resources?
Resources and methods of commerce. Your nation is Qualia, a republic of 2 million.
Great. I'm going to use a template from Malta.
I think as an ambassador, we need to show strength that we don't mess around and create 2 agendas. One to gain the support of the UN, and one to turn NATO onto our enemies.
Sounds like you best be a general instead. We're a small nation with many luxury resources, perhaps an assertive approach with peace treaties.
Are there any more questions regarding your nation?
Could you provide us with some national history?
Yes. So your symbol must invoke a winged creature of some sort. I will leave that open to you. You must have a barrel, and you must use a brick. Now get kind of creative with that. Also, the colors that you'll be using are olive green, slate gray, and imperial red. Now, you need to figure out what each color means. Now, Quilla was once a monarchy, but they've since changed into a republic in this last decade because they want to best promote globalism. Now, there is a huge interest in the nation due to large quantities of diamonds, gold, rubies, and emeralds.
Green stands for liberty.
Gray stands for determination.
And red should stand for independence.
Now, I'll be giving you a week to present. Class is ended.
1 week later.
Welcome back, class. To initiate our summit, let us welcome these new coming nations. We have the Qualia group. And over here we have Ugril, Ofrad, Ospea, and Fronia. Now, the current nations that we will be interviewing with are Austria, Brazil, Finland, and behind this computer is Nepal. All right, Qualia, you may begin with your plea to the United Nations. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, United Nations.
Hello, United Nations. I am Ethan, the ambassador of Qualia. As a diplomat, I have a responsibility to represent my nation to the best of my ability. I believe my nation should be a member because we are a peaceful nation that would like to be a part of something much greater than ourselves.
Okay. Hello, United Nations. I am Nika, and as the lead economist of Qualia, the dean of the business school at Qualian University, we are about the size of Moldova, but have many great resources to trade like diamonds and emeralds.
Hello, United Nations. I am William Buck, the commanding general of the Qualian Armed Forces. Given the amenities of our small nation, defense is something we need. NATO troops to build up our defenses in return for rubies.
That was great. Now the council will convene, and I'll have the results of entrance.
I hope we got in.
Was I too commanding?
We got this.
Congratulations, Quilla! You are officially in!
Hey!
Hello there. I am Josiah Gonzalez, a.k.a. the teacher, a.k.a. the artisan of this presentation.
And my character, which was one of the students, was an example of an idealist.
My character was an example of a guardian.
My character was an example of a realist.
So, what is a temperament? It is some to denote the shared personality characteristics of 4 types of people. The first temperament is guardians. These people tend to stress order, responsibility, value routines, and traditions. As teachers, guardians want students to become good citizens, provide students with good feedback. As students, guardians tend to be serious and dutiful. They plan activities carefully and do not like to take risks. They do not like group work because they become angry and irresponsible students. Some famous guardians are George Washington and Martha Stewart.
Rationals are people who value knowledge and mastery. They like to understand and control their situations. As teachers, rationals give challenging assignments and expect answers that use logical reasoning to develop their students with intellectual abilities. They are experts in discipline and want their students to be also. Rational teachers lack interpersonal skills and sensitivity with their students. They only seem to care about their workload and nothing else. As students, rationals want to be intellectually competent and like to ask philosophical questions and prefer independent projects and competitions. Rational students focus on the big picture, the main idea rather than the details. Like complex systems and are leaders in groups. They will question everyone, including the professor. They are quick learners and critical thinkers, but are sometimes arrogant. Some famous rationals are Walt Disney and Isaac Newton.
Artesians that have personality type of ESFP, which stands for extroverted sensing, feeling, and perceiving, act like this because they have excited energy and they are very eager to share it with other people. These people are focused in the now and don't really consider long-term goals all the time. Good problem solvers and troubleshooters, and they can focus on immediate issues and take action, and most of them end up being athletic or artistic performers. However, if there's a problem about them, ESFP are more likely to avoid a conflict altogether than address it head on. ESFPs recognize value and quality, which is on its own a fine trait. In combination with their tendencies to be poor planners, if you cannot tell, the teacher was the Artesian example of the group because they tried to make it fun and explain the project in the moment rather than plan ahead and control what each student had to do. The teacher is excited to pass their knowledge on to the students and see how their personal style is reflected on the students.
The third temperament is an idealist, who are visually optimistic and romantic, and they try to bring the best out of others. They encourage the harmony and dislike conflict. They are also sensitive and enthusiastic. Now, as teachers, idealists value their own unique identity, and they encourage their students to express themselves as individuals. They use praise rather than criticism. They favor group discussion, creative writing, and peer tutoring. They are also very skilled individuals. They are keen to be good listeners and are very inspiring. They do procrastinate grading things in class preparation. Now, as students, idealists tend to be creative, flexible, and unconventional. They're either the best student in the class or the worst student in class. They like including everybody in activities, and they like to help others achieve. They also like group work, and they're pretty great at writing. Now, some famous idealists just so happen to be Nelson Mandela and Oprah Winfrey.
1 week later. Fucking Nelson! 1 week later. Oh my god! 1 week later. Could you fucking...
Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, United Nations. I am 7. What? Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.